Welcome to the Lights, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee. Welcome to...
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights, Camera, Rant. As always, I am your wonderful host, Mr. Rant. And we're going to be talking about Creature Commandos today. And of course, the latest news that happened the past week, which has been some good, some bad, some very, very bad, unfortunately, which we do have to address. But besides bad stuff, majority of good. And some announcements which I'm really excited for. But before we dive into all that, we have our housekeeping. So first things first, please go check out our last episode where we basically bring on 2025, which are the most anticipated movies, TV shows, and video games for the year that you cannot miss. So definitely go check that episode so you don't miss a single beat, which if you don't watch it, don't worry, subscribe to this channel and make sure the fact that you don't miss a single thing. Not to mention, we also wrapped up What If Season 3 as well. So that's all done for the first Marvel TV show, which the next Marvel TV show is coming out at the end of this month with the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And then March, we have Daredevil Born Again, which I'm super, super excited for, which I can't wait. But that is also coming around the corner. But obviously before that, we'll get Cat 4. But trust me, go check out that episode and go see that. Not to mention, this past week, I got the opportunity to see an advanced screening of We Live in Time with Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh, which was a fantastic film that we will have our review coming out later this week. It's also on our letterbox as well if you want to go check that out. But there is so much. Last Superhero, PS2 Fat Boy, thank you very much for coming past on YouTube as always, man. A lot of superhero stuff coming in 2025. There's a lot, and it's a bit of a mix between delays, COVID, which even though COVID was technically almost 4 or 5 years ago now, it's been a bit of delay, which is why there was only one Marvel movie out last year. That's why we're getting 3 Marvel movies this year. Technically, we were supposed to get 4 with Blade, which is currently right up in the ether. So far, far away gone where Blade's going to be. But yeah, we were meant to have Blade. So it was meant to be Blade in November. So we were meant to have 4 Marvel movies this year, but that's why we're getting 3. So we're getting 1 in Feb, 1 in May, and 1 in July, which is going head to head with Superman. And then obviously Superman as well. PS2 Fat Boy, I doubt we'll get that Blade film. Dude, I couldn't agree more. Honestly, as much as I want it, it has been one of the Marvel projects that's been in complete limbo, which is a darn shame, which has obviously experienced similar thing with the COVID delays and the reshuffle with the MCU. I think it's just copped that, unfortunately. Everyone's really anticipating for it. It's just, we just want, this is the release date. This is when it's coming out, which I think it's been delayed for about 3 to 4 times now. Ooh, which is not looking good at all. So, what are you gonna do? That's the only thing is, if I could rant about anything, it's just annoying that the Blade film is just so far out of reach now. It's just like don't even hold your breath for it at all. So that's a tricky thing about it. PTSD Fat Boy, just bring back Wesley Snipes back and do a Marvel TV show on old Blade. Dude, 100%. If we did a Disney Plus Wesley Snipes Blade TV show set in the MCU, not as the original Blade, as an older Blade, you got money on the money. It'll print money. People will say, give it an MA rating. I'm sure he'll do it. Sure, he won't be difficult, but that's as his iconic line from Wolverine and Deadpool is like, there's only one blade, and there's only going to be one blade. Which at this stage, he's right. But I would love to see a Disney Plus Wesley Snipes Blade TV show, MA, R rating, give it that. That would be beautiful. Now, one thing I do want to say to everyone listening, to everyone watching as well is that in the past week with the LA fires have been quite dramatic and very intense. I would like to quickly just say thoughts and prayers to all the friends and family and pets that are affected to those fires. It's quite dramatic in what's happening. So it's very devastating, and I do hope the fact that everyone is safe. Something that seems quite small has just completely blown up and just going inside, going nuts. All right, I'll see you later, PTS Fat Boy. Thank you very much for coming past. I appreciate it every single time. Also got Jack on YouTube as well. Haley, thoughts on Facebook on Aurora and Aurora. Aurora. I'm trying to think what he means by Aurora. I'm not too sure. Yeah, let me know Aurora. But yeah, LA fires have just been dramatic, and it's just seemed the feud devastation between that is just insane to think about. How much has been affected, and that's another thing is that I always like to think about. With all our technology advances, but everything we can do these days, we are still at the mercy of a wild bushfire, which here in Australia happens more often than we'd like to have. But that's the thing is that it's just sad the fact that with all the technology we're still subject to it, and it can just do so much devastation like that. You get a couple of fires, you get the wind in the right direction or wrong direction, if you will, and just it's just gone. So yeah, thoughts, prayers to pets, family, all to what's happened, and I do hope that everyone is safe and it was found and people can get their homes back momentarily as well. Also, Jack on Facebook. The movie that's been out for a while, Aurora. I'm trying to think what you mean by Aurora. I probably will see the poster and be like, oh, Aurora. I've seen a poster for this. This is like on my list of films to watch. It only came out in Boxing Day, but I haven't watched it. But I do want to watch it, man. It does look good in the trailer, but it is on my list of movies to watch. I just haven't got around to it yet, but I will be watching it soon. Hopefully I will be with everything else. I would also like to say hello to the Minutes for coming on YouTube as well. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate everyone who comes past, both who listens or watches in between. I appreciate it. Take your time out of the day to watch and listen to me rant for about an hour. But look, that's the sad part. Let's get on to the news. So, with the critically acclaimed Squid Game Season 2 hit Netflix just recently, which has done extremely well. Season 3 is coming out this year now. On the poster, it just says 2025, but a leaked video that did go on to Netflix has been since taken down, did say June 27th we'll be getting Suicide Squad Season 3. Now, that's the thing is like, are you excited after watching Season 2? Are you excited for Suicide Squad Season 3? The fact that we're getting Season 3 so quick is just an absolute win, especially with how things, which is another show that's coming out in April that we're going to talk about, just to feel such like a long gap. But the fact that we've just got Season 2 and Season 3 is only 6 months away, that's an absolute win if it does keep to that date. I would say Netflix will give it probably about until March. They will actually say the official date, especially if it is June. Because, like, for example, right now, like the Daredevil Born Again is coming out in March. It's only about less than 60 days away, and we still have not had an official trailer for that. So I think it has gone in the category of shortest time from the first trailer to release of this coming out. So hopefully we get the next 2 weeks at least. I don't think it's going to take away from Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, so I don't think it has to worry about that. But yes, that's the hard thing. But yeah, Suicide Squad, Squid Game, my God. Squid Game, June 27th, Season 3, it will be coming. Mr. Perry Chicken on YouTube, this man is a bloody godsend. Would you say Suicide Squad games, adult and modern take on Hunger Games? Yes, I would. 100%, sir. Basically, the fact that it is essentially how Hunger Games would be with adults instead of children, because that's what happens with Hunger Games a little bit, pretty much teenage kids all fighting it out is, yeah, can't really do that. But Squid Game with adults essentially, and it's done fantastic. I do believe it's only meant to be 3 seasons with a bunch of spin-offs coming along. So Squid Game fans, there's a lot more content of Squid Game coming around. So definitely stay tuned and stay ready because we're going to make sure that we report on it and make sure that you don't miss a single bloody thing from it all. Now, the other show I want to talk about in the past week is that we got the first minute trailer of the brand new Last of Us Season 2, which we reported recently the fact that ideally, if they keep it with the timing frame, we will see at the beginning of this year, which we will. They have said April are the release date. Now, it was a release month, but not the release date. It says exactly what day. But you can be rest assured, April, The Last of Us Season 2 will be returning, and it will be a very brutal season on what's coming. So definitely strap in for that. And it's going to be gut-wrenching, especially for anyone who is a fan of the video games and know what's coming up. You're going to definitely understand and be ready. But for everyone who hasn't played the video games and is watching for the first time, I feel sorry for you for what's coming. That's going to be gunning right into here. But yeah, we only got a minute trailer for this, so I don't even really count that as a full trailer. I guess it's better than a teaser, but yeah, we only got a minute. A few flashbacks of the characters of new and all that will be coming in. But yes, season 2 is around the corner, and I'd say it's about the same episodes as it was last time. So it was about 9 or 10 episodes. But yeah, that will be coming around, and we got the confirmation that will be coming in April. Also, a little tidbit that we did get, which I am very excited for. See how they're going to do it. Is that recently in the CES 2025 with Sony made a few announcements. One of them being is that they're currently working on a Helldivers movie. I've recently got completely obsessed with Helldivers for some reason. I'm enjoying it a whole lot more than I thought I was when I bought the game. But yes, a Helldivers movie is on the way. So no big details, just the fact that they are currently working on it. So how it's going to look and shape and feel is currently up in the air. You know, obviously Helldivers 2 is semi-based on Super Troopers. So are we going to get a Super Troopers 2 basically, or how this is going to look like? But I'd love to know in the comments. I got a couple of people who said the fact that they want this to be animated, so it can be more, they want to be animated. Some people said that they want to be live action and be brutal. It's still going to have that fun aspect. It's still going to be intense. So definitely going to be interesting to see what happens, what this film does come to place. Because, you know, Uncharted movie wasn't bad, wasn't great either, but still, the Gran Turismo movie I loved and thought was fantastic. I know some critics didn't like it, but I thought it was great, especially just the driving, the cast, everything was fantastic, and it's obviously based on a true story. So that was fantastic. So Helldivers could be very much of what's going to, you know, could be on this semi-winning streak, and however it keeps going, especially, you know, Sonic, that's a video game movie that's still bringing in the massive dollars. Another one is Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, originally this was going to be on Netflix as a TV show. The Netflix deal broke it down, so now it's going to be a movie with a brand new studio. Again, limited details, but that's also currently in the works and what it's going to look like and what's coming. And the fact that, you know, this is out of all of the titles that PlayStation has under its banner, Horizon Zero Dawn is not one I'd be like, whoa, you gotta turn this into a movie. It's going to be fantastic. Not when you can make a movie out of like Killzone, like put that on a bloody poster. Killzone, like, yes, in, but not Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm like, this is probably the one thing I'm like, cool. I will reserve judgment until I get a trailer of how much I give a shit on this, but it's very low at this stage. But another thing that got announced, which is going to be in anime form, that's going to be on Crunchyroll, releasing in 2027, is an anime based on Ghost of Tsushima Legends. This will be that will be in a very similar art style that we have seen in the Star Wars. It's not What If? Anime TV show. I just totally forgot. It was on the tip of my tongue, but you know exactly what show I'm talking about. It's going to be in that similar animation style, and it's going to look stunning in the Ghost of Tsushima universe. This Legends are based on the multiplayer, but they did announce that. So 2027, it's a little bit far away, but look, this is probably more like, yeah, I'm coming. And not to mention, well, I'm coming. I'm really looking forward to it. But how it's going to look like, especially with Ghost of Yoto that's coming in May, roughly. Now, this is I don't know. This is something that I wasn't surprised about when we got this announcement. I was a bit like, "Wow, would you look at that?" Assassin's sorry, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed again, and it's not coming out until March now, until March 20th. Now, this is the second time it's been delayed. Apparently, there's still work to be done. You know, I understand. This is the thing: is like I understand big companies. I understand scheduling. I understand that things they want to make things up polished and great, and for that. But it's like how much like this is why I always get like yes before someone does say I do know that like Red Dead Redemption was delayed an entire year, which I was gutted. I was absolutely gutted when they made that announcement. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. And you know, how far was like is the release date like this is where we think it's going to be ready to this is when it actually is going to be ready to the publisher being like we need to be ready by this date. That kind of chuck up of everything. You know, so Ubisoft have come forward and have done a statement on why they're delayed. They just want to figure out a couple of more bugs and make sure it's absolutely the polish. Now, Ubisoft do need an absolute win after the current of what's happened recently with their games. They've been like up, down, down, up, down, down. Their track record recently hasn't been very good, so they do need an absolute win on this. The hard thing is the fact that when this game does come out, it's going to be in the same breath as Ghost of Yato that's going to coming out as well. So I really do hope this doesn't get overshadowed. Ha! No pun intended. Doesn't get overshadowed, and it does live up to the hype. But there's also apparently that Ubisoft are currently getting their company ready to be sold off to be merged into a bigger company, which is what they want to be able to do. Which we have seen where some companies do buy studios and they keep them fine, or they do buy them, dissolve them, and just keep their IPs for a different thing, which become buried and you never see the light of day. Where's the Simpsons Hit and Run, Activision? Where's Simpsons Hit and Run remastered or Simpsons Hit and Run 2? You bloody animals! But yeah, like Assassin's Creed fans, unfortunately, this is. I have seen people say, just let this game cook until it comes out. And I do hope it does. I hope it is a winner. But at this stage, with 2 delays coming out so far, it's not looking good. But, for example, like, Red Dead Redemption 2 was delayed for an entire year. And it's in the same breath as one of the best next-gen video games ever, period. And it's one of the most emotional games. Like, when you talk about Red Dead Redemption, it's in the same breath as God of War, Ragnarok, and God of War 4, Ghost of Tsushima. Like, it's right up there of one of the most iconic games, and a true testament to Rocksteady, which is, again, building hype straight into Grand Theft Auto 6 that we're getting this year. So, which I can't wait. I just want the release date because I'm going away overseas later this year, and I really want to know. I just hope it doesn't come out that same day. Anyway, now this is something that's I feel like it's been a little bit flowing around a little bit longer. Like, we have got reports, it's been denied, it might happen, it might not happen. So apparently there's a brand new report that Halo Master Chief Collection will be coming out this year on PlayStation amongst Gear of Wars and Flight Simulator 2025. Now, the Halo Master Chief Collection contains Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, and ODST all in the one setting. If this is true, I can tell you 110% I will be buying this game straight up. And the fact that I'll be living in a day where I'm playing Halo on the PlayStation is just utterly insane to think about. Now, just to fathom that after all this time, the fact that seeing Master Chief on PlayStation. Look, I think it does, it's a double-edged sword in the sense, like in the sense that Microsoft will make a bloody killing of people buying this game. That, yes, because if you want to play it for free, then you obviously go on Microsoft and, well, technically free, and then go on their streaming service. But if you're going to buy it on PlayStation, there is going to be so many people who are going to buy this. And, it's it shouldn't be in its time, but you also might get a whole new players and people experiencing Halo for the very first time. Now, I'm not saying you have to put a Halo 6 on there, you don't have to put a Halo 5, but just the core collection that's in this, I think you should 100% you should get. And a whole bunch of people are playing this game for the very first time online. Well, you can't go online, but you know what I mean. And just seeing that seeing these new people playing the game for the very first time would be fantastic to see. And I'll be one of them, and I will be playing it from all the way to 1 to 4 and ODST. Even though I'm like, oh, this is just a Hello Dove, isn't it? Anyway, but I'll be one of those. But this is a report. I feel like that's gone again and again of like, is it happening? If it's not happening, like Gears of Wars would be a bonus. Flight Simulator, I'll give a pass on. But you tell me the date. You tell me when. You've got my money. Which I will be doing is when I buy the Indiana Jones game that's coming in May as well on the PlayStation. So they have my ticket there. So Halo fans, it might become a PlayStation. It might be this year. So, hold out because it might happen. Like at this stage. Now, another game that might be coming out to PlayStation this year is Hypercharge Box. This is a fantastic indie game that I report on and reviewed in the past. Now, 6 months ago, they did release it on their Xbox, which was a massive hit. Now, originally, when they released this game, it was just for PC. Then they've done it on the Switch. Then they did it on Xbox, which took a little bit of time, but it's gone fantastic. It sold a shit ton and went super viral. And I think this is like the third time it's gone viral. So now the developers have come forward. Now it's only 5 developers, which is why it takes a little bit longer than a normal studio, is that they are currently working on releasing it on the PlayStation this year for both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 with cross-play across all the consoles, Switch, Xbox, PC. So it will be coming. Will I be buying this for the PlayStation when it comes out? You bet your bottom dollar I will be. Because this game is just so much fun, especially if you play online with your friends. Toy Soldier fans, Toy Story fans, this is what you're going to love. But it's glad to see the fact that they're going to be bringing this onto the PlayStation to complete it all together. And they have mentioned in a recent interview is that they want to release this on the PlayStation. They also want to do an update on the Switch as well, so get all of them on the same level. And they do have some new content that they're currently working on that will be coming out after that. Now that's all set. So that will be coming. So definitely Hypercharge fans on PlayStation. This isn't a game you're going to want to miss. And I hope it makes as much money as it did on the Xbox, but it is coming. And some people's comments in these videos, like people are like, oh, you're taking too long, or I've given up hope. I'm like, what's the point of commenting, guys? Like, literally, it's just 5 bloody guys. It's a really fun game. Now that it's on Xbox, like, I'm sure you can play it. If you don't have an Xbox, I'm sure you have a Switch. If you have a Switch, I'm sure you can play it on PC. If you don't have a PC, then you're just going to have to wait and hold your breath, and it's well worth the wait. Trust me. And I think that's slightly rhymed, and that wasn't meant to rhyme at all. But Hypercharge, hold on. So now this is what could be happening as well, is that Ahsoka Season 2 is going to be going into production. Technically it already is in production. And they've currently been working on it. So hopefully we do hear some more snippets about this at the Star Wars Celebration this year. Now, one of the standout characters last year was Balin's Skull, played by Ray Stevens, which he did. We brought the character to life. It was fantastic. Unfortunately, he passed away before the season came out. But he was posed for a role, a story basically that you can't really wipe away after Weapons Season 2. And you can't just kill him off screen. So currently right now, there's a report that he will be recast with a Game of Thrones actor, Roy McLean, which we all know from Game of Thrones, is looking to be eyed to take over the role, which I think he would do a fantastic job. It is a darn shame the fact that Ray Stevens will not be returning to what happened, especially for how much his character got praised, and we can't wait to see what he was going to do. And that's it. Hopefully we get some news about Ahsoka season 2, obviously with the Mandalorian movie, when it's coming out. So season 2, I would say, would be 2026, late 2026 at this stage, or 2027. Currently, right now, I forgot to mention with LA5s, there are a few projects that have been put on hold due to filming. Projects like Fallout season 2 has been shut down. I'll put on hold. Spider-Man Noir TV show has been put on hold, and a few other projects. But Balin Skull looks like he will be continuing and coming and be recasting. And I have no doubt. I wish him all the best. I'm trying to fill in Ray Stevens' shoes and get season 2. Now, also coming out this year, we do have the Ballerina, which is the John Wick spin-off that will be set between John Wick 3 and John Wick 4. Now, the other spin-off that's currently in the works is with Donnie Yen as the great character he played as Kane in John Wick 4. And it's reported apparently he's in talks to also direct this movie and star in it. So if it does happen, I can't wait to see what's going to happen, especially the ending that we got in John Wick 4, whether or not he lived or died. Obviously, if they're going to do the movie, then he did live, or what they're going to do a prequel kind of thing on how he got to be in the table and everything. But I'm all up for this. Take my money, 100%. In another John Wick movie in this John Wick universe. I'm pretty much, as long as you can bring that John Wick world, bring that intensity, the fantastic, and tell a good story, I'm in. And Ballerina looks fantastic. It's coming around the corner. Donnie Yen doing this, I'm like, yes. So John Wick fans, even though technically John Wick is done, which Keanu Reeves has said, not because of his choice, just because his knees say no. Just the fact of what's coming around the corner is like, yes, winning. And I can't believe I just hit the mic. sorry about that. But yeah, so it hasn't started. So I'd say that we're looking probably for a 2027 kind of vibe of when we might get the movie at all. Now, also, we're going to be getting a small snippet or second trailer or teaser of Superman at the Puppy Bowl, which is kind of, Super Bowl, Puppy Bowl to make awareness of adoptions over in America. So James Gunn and Uzo, his dog that he adopted, I will be doing a small trailer and giving out the Crypto Award at the Puppy Bowl. So I think this is fantastic to see. I can't wait to see. I'm not expecting anything big from the trailer, but from all the memes, from everyone said, Crypto is the standout from the trailer, basically. And I can't wait to see him more in the movie and making sure the fact that basically a dog with Superman's powers is fantastic, and go to see Crypto sing on the big screen. It's going to be interesting, the backstory of like how he got his powers and everything set in this James Gunn universe. But yeah, we're going to be another trailer coming around the corner with the Puppy Bowl. And remember, with the Super Bowl coming around, hopefully we will be getting the Fantastic Four trailer, which is well overdue, and it is needed. But that is the biggest news that's happened in the past week, and stuff that you need to keep your eyes out and peeled for what's coming. And we are going to be diving into Creature Commandos. So this TV show, when this got announced, I was like, okay, I'm in. Let's go. All right, James Gunn's done the Suicide Squad film. He's done Guardians of the Galaxy, so he knows how to bring a team of bloody randoms together and make you absolutely feel for them for this journey, which he's done again with Creature Commandos. So all 7 episodes are out right now on HBO Max or Binge if you're in Australia. All out, and he's done that again. So, knowing the fact that this is the first project in his DC universe, he has done an absolute bloody good job, and this is a major stamp of the fact that this is what we're going to be doing. This is off to a great start. This is no Iron Man starting the MCU. That will be his Superman. This would be basically, what if, I don't know how to, basically if they were to make, Thunderbolts as a TV show before Iron Man. That's essentially what I can put this into, or the equivalent to MCU fans. And this is even though this is DC and our previous series, this semi DC war between DC and Marvel. Marvel fans, I highly recommend watching this show. It is brutal. It has funny moments, but geez, some of these characters' backstories are absolutely brutal, and you feel for it. Like GI Robot, like he's a I don't know if I could say the word, but he kills enemies from World War II. It's like I don't know if I could say that on the platform, but and no, World War II villains, if you will. He does kill them, but you do feel for him, and we are going to be going to spoiler territories, ladies and gentlemen. So as always, spoilers, left, right, and center. So that's where we're going to begin. So seeing Joe Robot, Doctor his backstory was sad. The Brides was sad. Even Weasel. Even I really felt sorry for Weasel on that, which kind of gets him in trouble right now, due to the princess. So this particular episode is the backstory of Nina, which it's really sad, her entire story. Just because of her lungs were born on the outside. Her father tried to help her, accidentally turned her into aquatic animals and breathe underwater. She gets treated bad at school. She tries to get away. She gets captured as the Loch Ness monster of in the water. Her dad tries to help her. Her dad gets shot trying to help and dies. That's how she gets captured. The fact that she hates humans, and the bride makes her go have to kill the princess, which doesn't end well. And she's probably one of the characters in this TV show which was most gut wrenching of her death. Of just watching this, the fact that she didn't really want to kill her, she got pushed into doing it. She really on this team, like she wasn't that much help at all. Got captured a couple of times, ran away, and made the friend with GI Robot his only friend, which is just kind of sad in this entire thing. And it was just watching it, just going, God, this is gut wrenching. Just the fact that this is the ragtag team of monsters, and you feel so much for her. That she didn't want to do it. She basically got brutally stabbed from the princess, and there was no way coming back. And you can tell from that point, I was like, yeah, the princess is absolutely cooked. She is bad, 100%, which we do find out that she is. She cooked up this whole thing as well to make this international incident so she could go start World War III and everything right there, which the bride does figure out and plucks her right in the head. I'm like, yep, that's well deserved. But the best thing about that scene, I do love that when she does enter in that scene, when the bride does confront the princess after Nina's death, is that she does say, I'm not doing this because of World War III. I'm not doing this because of Wall. I'm not doing it because of this. I'm like, because you killed my best friend, and that's why I'm doing this. And she does it. I'm like, yes. Like, that's just a moment where you just watch it, and like when the character who deserves the death, and you're like, yes. Right there, that's when you clap and stand up and do the shallow move and like just go nuts. Like, that's when you're just like, yeah, you absolutely deserve that. What's going to happen? And even though your bride did push her, I think the bride didn't think that she was going to die, especially with the princess, thinking she's just a princess. So I'm like, no, she's actually a vicious little bitch in this. Not to mention, it didn't help that Weasel did also alert the guards and didn't help the situation and all of this, which is the problem. But the Weasel, obviously, because the princess was playing with him in the second or third episode and reminds her of the little girl that he tried to save when the school was burning down, that's why he did it. He also, how he nearly burnt off his entire mouth because he bit the doctor. Sorry. And then, shit. Just before that as well, Eric Frankenstein obviously tried to intervene, but the bride shot him 3 times and was like, I haven't got any time for you. I was like, he's only trying to help. Like, yes, he's like way too much in love with you, but he was only trying to help. Like, Jesus, age, end of day. Mr. Mark My Words, thanks for coming past on YouTube. Damn right, sir. Episode 190. And we will be having a celebration where we do episode 200, which I can't believe that. Not to mention, in June, we hit about, I think, the 4th year anniversary of Lights, Camera, Rants since it first started. God damn, that's a lot. Fuck, that's awesome. But yes, and also it does help the fact that Amanda Waller did finally figure out the fact it was an absolute trick, absolute trick, and actually tries to warn the bride, which does lead to this entire mess. So season 2 is confirmed. We will be getting that, and we do see the bride is amongst the new team members, which we see King Shark, and we also do get to see the GI robot is back. Mr. Mark my words, there is whiskey in that mug, isn't it? You're goddamn right. I do not record sober, good sir. So you goddamn right. This is full of whiskey. Jameson, to be correct. And to confirm by that, I think pretty sure the first, I can definitely confirm the first 100 episodes of Lights, Camera, Rant was not done sober at all, because partially the fact that we're on COVID. Mr. Mark, my words, I need to watch this. You do, man. Like, I think you'll really enjoy this. Trust me. Like, it's not just it's definitely not like a Marvel TV show, but you do really feel for these characters, especially Weasel. Nearly every character has a really sad background and why they're all together, and it being a slight sequel to the Suicide Squad film, and then leading into moving forward into the brand new James Gunn verse. So we are, as mentioned, Bry will be leading the team moving forward when Rick Flag finally gets together. The interesting thing for me right now is excited for season 2. It probably will not be coming out until like 2028, which is so far away, but probably 2027, 2028 is probably when we're going to get this. Is that when we do go into Peacemaker season 2, which is coming out this year, is that when we do see Rick Flag, is he going to mention anything in the events that has happened in here, or where does season 2 Peacemaker set with this? So from just the show, this is basically straight after Suicide Squad, essentially. And will we be seeing Rick Flag? Will this be after this? Is he going to mention this international incident? Is he going to mention Joe Robot? Is he going to mention the bride? Is he going to mention any of these characters? Because that's going to be one thing as a fan myself and where everybody else will be looking for going to season 2 of Peacemaker. Peacemaker season 2 does not have a release date. It is going to be looking roughly about, I'd say, August to October when that will be coming out, just due to right now James Gunn's obviously going to be a lot focused with Superman coming out in July, now that the Creature Commandos is all done and dusted. But this isn't a show I think you should sleep on. I know there's a lot of superhero content out there. I think what James Gunn's done with these characters is the same thing he's done with Suicide Squad, the same thing he's done with Guardians of the Galaxy. The fact that, here's a bunch of random characters set in a situation that they don't like, but you do feel for every single one of them, and going into. So by the time this show ended, I was like, damn, that was good. That was really good, and it's definitely something I don't think anyone should sleep on. If episodes are only like 30 minutes long, so it's not really going to take up a lot of time. Now that there's only 7 episodes, you could literally smash this out in a weekend, except for week after week after week, which next week we'll be reviewing the final episode of Skeleton Crew, which are coming out, and we've got 2 guests lined up for that, so I can't wait to go into that all together for that. So I'm really excited for Skeleton Crew coming out. But yeah, Creature Commandos is an absolute win on this. Don't sleep on it. Add to your list. Definitely give us a follow on Letterboxd, as we've got more reviews coming. Also, we got Baby King Shark. We also got King Shark, obviously from Suicide Squad 2. So Suicide Squad 2, James Gunn's Suicide Squad, you know exactly what I mean. But the writing, all of it just blends in perfectly. It's action, it's sad, and it's thrilling at the same time. So I can't wait to see these characters in the brand new DC with James Gunn, because he has mentioned that people who do voice have the potential to be going into his brand new DC, just like I'm a Rick Flag, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is my review of Creature Commandos and the big news. So as always, I'm your wonderful host, Mr. Rant, and I want to say thank you very much for coming past for this episode. And as always, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.